Hello again everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another speed build video in The Sims 4. I hope you're all having the most amazing day ever so far and thank you so much for joining me here today. So today we are inside Myshuno, specifically in the 131021 Chic Street apartment unit, and we are turning this unit into a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, but the entire theme is Y2K. I'm so excited for this one. I was a teenager in the early 2000s. Well, no, sorry, that's not true at all. Well, was it? I'm just trying to think how old I was when it was like 2000. Oh yeah, well technically yeah. So like mid to early 2000s I was a teenager. So this kind of decor style for me, like all I really had to do was kind of think, what would my dream bedroom have looked like when I was like 13, between the ages of like 13 and say 15 to 16. And I also went onto Pinterest and I had a look at some Y2K sort of themed interiors. So what I'll do is I actually created a Pinterest mood board for this particular apartment style. So what I'll do is I'll link that down below so that you can kind of see where my inspiration came from. And if you're planning on trying to create like your own Y2K apartment yourself, then it's incredibly useful. But yeah, extremely excited for this. We use a lot of pops of color. We use different kind of textures and patterns, and it just, for me, like this really does tick all the Y2K boxes. So you'll have to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. But I would also like to share that I am using a floor plan from an amazing creator called Colour and Space. They have some incredible apartment floor plans on Pinterest, so if you're ever stuck for that, then absolutely go and check that creator out. I'll see if I can link them down below actually for their Pinterest boards, because I often use their apartment floor plans because for me they're so well thought out and all the space is kind of utilized really, really well, and in a way that my particular brain just can't seem to comprehend. So if I can, I will definitely link them down below as well. But what I'm trying to do at the moment is essentially I'm kind of trying to lay out all of the items. I put the kitchen down first, just provisionally, and then what I do is I end up cluttering kind of everything up and things like that. So there's no clutter in there at the moment. We do return to the kitchen after the living room is done, but I was far too excited to get started on this living room. So this is the room, well, this is the section, sorry, of the sort of open plan space that we work on first. So I think the main kind of color scheme here, as you can already see, is pink and yellow. I had to use that inflatable blow-up chair because these were pivotal in the early 2000s. I actually had one of these myself. I think mine was either like electric blue or bright green. I can't remember for the life of me. I know it was one of those two colors, but they were just incredible. Like they were an absolute staple in an early 2000s teen room or like a kid's bedroom, so I had to use that. And also we do end up using a couple of lava lamps in here because again they were extremely important in Y2K kind of spaces. And yeah, we just sort of mess around with, like I said, with different colors and things like that. But I didn't necessarily envision that there was a teenager living in this apartment. I just wanted it to be Y2K themed. I still think that there's kind of like a young adult sim living here who perhaps just has a particular sort of interest in the Y2K decor, if that makes sense. But yes, you could definitely have like two sims in here if you wanted to, like a couple, or you could just have a single sim. I also added a pet bowl as well because I imagined that this sim has, or this couple of sims have, a dog. So I did add a pet bowl, which is something that I usually forget to do. So I was quite pleased with myself that I actually remembered how to do that. But yeah, if you've already checked out the Pinterest board, then you'll see, I think, which image sort of sparked this room. And if you haven't, then that's absolutely fine. But honestly, I found all these images on Pinterest and I was like, oh, now I'm excited. Now I'm really excited. I feel like I've done an apartment kind of like this before, but not specifically with a Y2K theme. I think, when was it at this point? Was it like summer last year? I decorated an apartment, again in San Myshuno, but for two best friends, with a very similar decor style, but I wasn't necessarily thinking, oh, Y2K themed. While I was doing it, I was more thinking, oh, well, I can just kind of use whatever colours I like, really. And I always say that these are my favourite apartments to do because They're so much fun, honestly, playing around with colours that you wouldn't necessarily put together, but when you actually put them together, they do really, really work as like an intentional colour scheme in the correct space. I'm hoping I'm making sense. I'm probably not, because I'm not the best at explaining things. But I also use these cushions from one of the login events that happened a while ago. So these are just from base game, and I just thought the kind of overall style, colour and theme of them fit in really well with this. I was a bit aggrieved to use it, but I also used the SpongeBob phone, because that again for me just fit with the overall vibe. We also used one of the candles from the Comfy Gamer or the Cozy Gamer. I never know which one it is. I'm pretty sure it's Comfy. The Comfy Gamer kit that Lil Simsy helped create, and yeah, so I used some fun swatches there, because usually in like my family homes I always use either the white or the black swatch just to keep things a little bit more muted. But yeah, with this particular apartment I was like, oh, I can go a little bit more out there with the swatches. So that was really nice. And the living space came together really quickly, actually. There's only a couple of things that I had off camera. So I had some string lights above the TV, the star ones, again from base game, and I also add the games console unit from Adventure Awaits, because I wanted to add a games console unit in here and it just completely slipped my mind while I was filming. And then I was like, oh, hang on a minute, that one from Adventure Awaits, you can play the game. It's called Void Critters, but it looks like Pokemon. And I was like, well, Pokemon's been huge for many, many years, but it was particularly huge in the early 2000s. I seem to remember, sorry, what is going on with my speech today? I do apologize. I think it's because it's warm. I am very, very warm right now. My office is like, my PC's been on for the last 4 or 5 hours at this point, so I don't know whether my PC's just heated the room up, but it's warm. I think it might need to be time for me to invest in an aircon unit finally. Every single summer, I think for the past 3 or 4 summers, I've been saying I'm going to invest in an aircon unit, and then I just never do it. So I think it might be time already. So yes, I need to try and find one that's quiet though, because I want to be able to have it on while I'm filming. Otherwise it's kind of pointless. Although now that I work from home, I think even if I got a noisy one, at least it'd help keep me cool. And then when I'm filming, I can maybe have it on before I film, cool the air, and then turn it off while I'm filming. I don't know, but yes, might have to go and shop for one after I've finished with this voiceover. But yeah, anyway, the living room's pretty much come together. As you can see, it's looking very colourful. I absolutely adore those picture frames they came with a bit just above that sofa on the right hand side. Sorry, they came with a base game update not too long ago at this point, maybe sometime last year, and I just thought they were so perfect for this apartment unit. And then I also went into the high school years catalogue, because I know that some of the like wall art, I knew that I was like, oh, some of this is very, very early 2000s themed, particularly the one that I've just placed on the wall that are like little pictures in the shape of a heart. I was like, oh, that's so unbelievably perfect for this apartment. So yeah, I knew kind of the core items that I wanted to use, but then there were also some items that I came across when I was just kind of browsing through the catalogue, and I was like, oh yeah, I can also use that in here. So it's just a really nice space, I think, and I'm really, really, really pleased with this. Honestly, I am. I think maybe next time I should try and build like a Y2K themed house. I think that might be kind of fun. But speaking of building a house, my next video is actually going to be a real-time relaxing long play video, because it's been a couple of months at this point since my last one, and I really enjoy filming them, and I think that you all enjoy watching them as well. They're ones that typically last anywhere between like 2 and 3 hours, because it's just me building in real time and kind of commentating as I'm building, and I've already got a really, really cool idea for a build, so I'm going to be filming that. I think I'm going to film some of it on Monday. So today's Saturday, I'm going to film some of it on Monday, and I'm going to film some of it on Tuesday as well. So it should be on the channel kind of mid next week, because they do take a little bit more time to edit just because of the length of the videos themselves. So yeah, expect that around mid next week, but that's going to be a really fun one. I'm excited for that. I also used just speaking of, like, I need to get back to the apartment rather than talking about another video that I'm planning on doing. I ended up using these windows from the high school years pack. Obviously they're not functional, and what I mean by that is these are the windows that your Sims can sneak out of if they have an available kind of space to sneak out onto. So obviously these aren't functional in this particular apartment building because there's no balcony or anything, but I kind of liked them. I like the simplicity of these windows, and I do use them a lot in builds, but I didn't want to, I mean, I could have kept the windows that were already here. I really could. I could have used the windows that were already here. And I don't know what happened there. I was about to hiccup and then nothing happened. So I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I ended up using these windows. I could have used the ones that were already here, but I just decided against it because I actually quite like how these windows look. Obviously, if you're looking from the apartment building from the outside, they do look a little bit strange just because they don't match the rest of the windows in the building, but I don't really think that's too big of a deal. I mean, this update that we've been allowed to change the window placement and change the windows themselves inside Myshuno has been out for a few years, I think, at this point. I'm getting really confused as to when we've had updates and things things like that in the game. But yeah, I just thought these ones kind of fit the bill, really. And then we start working on the kitchen here. I was going to give this sim a microwave and a coffee machine, but then I did realize that this kitchen is slightly on the smaller side, and I wouldn't have had a free counter for Sims to prepare food on, because I'm not sure how this works. And someone, please in the comments down below, let me know how this works with Sims preparing meals, because if we have, so obviously we've got the kitchen island there with the bar stools on it. Can your Sims prepare meals on that kitchen island, or do they have to prepare meals on like an actual countertop? Because I actually ended up keeping the countertop in between the cooker and the sink free, because in my head I was thinking, well, I don't want to clutter up both counters because then your Sims aren't going to have anywhere to like prepare meals. So yeah, let me know, because if they can prepare meals on the island, then I'll start cluttering up counters if I've got a kitchen island. So yeah, please let me know, because I personally have no idea. Absolutely not a clue. We also have a dishwasher in here, which is kind of nice, and we also have a fridge. This one's from, I think, Cottage Living, if I'm not mistaken, sorry, in this like powder blue color, which I think is so unbelievably perfect. And I do pair it with this cooker. I think that's from Growing Together. I'm pretty sure it is, in a pink swatch, because on some of the Pinterest images, I did notice in a lot of the kitchens, the cooker and the fridge were different colors, but they were like pastel colors. And I remember I think on one of the images, one of them, like the fridge was blue and the cooker was pink, so I definitely took inspiration from that. And then I just kind of decided to go through the catalogue and see what other items I could put on the wall. So I do pull out this magnet board from one of the in-game events that happened not too long ago, because I was thinking, like, magnets were such a big thing in the early 2000s, and especially in kitchens. So instead of putting them on the fridge, I actually put them on this little magnet board. And I don't know why as well, like dolphins were a bit of a thing too, so I was like, oh well, I know we've got a dolphin magnet, so that kind of kick-started the whole thing. And then I ended up adding like a little spaceship and a couple of like dinosaurs and stuff, and it just kind of grew from there. I also added this rainbow decor piece above the cooker from the Love Struck pack, because again, in another reference image that I'd found, there was, I think it was actually over the sink, but I ended up putting it over the cooker, and I just thought it looked so unbelievably cute. And I also used the same art decor piece, but in a different swatch in the living room. So so like the rainbow over the cooker, and then I'm trying to explain it. I'm not going to explain it very well. There's a decor piece in the living room that's on the left-hand side of the sofa that's against the back wall. That's also from like the same artwork piece, but they just have different swatches and different colors and kind of different sort of themes. So I just thought they all fit really nicely, and a lot of the items from the pastel pop kit looked really good in this apartment, and I knew they would. So like, for example, this shelving unit here, that's from the pastel pop kit, and also I used a bed from that kit as well as a few other items. I'm not going to start like pointing out exactly which items are from that kit, but I did use a fair few items from the Pastel Pop pack, which I thought looked really good. And then this wall here really started to wind me up, because initially I was thinking, well, I could definitely put a window here, but you might have seen me just a couple of minutes ago. I just couldn't get it to look how I wanted it to. And so I did struggle just a little bit. I don't think this is a medium wall height apartment. I think it's just a regular wall height apartment, but I do find that when I use a really plain kind of paint for the walls, my brain struggles with thinking, well, I've got to just like fill the space. Whereas I think if I use paneling, I don't worry about it as much, but like with just plain paint, I definitely think, oh, okay, that just looks a little bit strange. So I actually ended up adding this like little whiteboard from, I want to say it's from Discover University. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I'm pretty sure it is from that pack. And then I also end up adding a couple of those, I mean, they're from Growing Together. There's some like hanging towels from Growing Together. Typically I would use them in a nursery next to the changing table, because that's just something that I've always done. But what I did is I sized them down by 1 using the open bracket key, and then I put them near the sink. I just thought it looked kind of cute, and the themes on the towels were kind of Y2K coded. So I was just thinking of every little detail. So for example, the third towel actually has dinosaurs on it. I just thought it was the cutest thing. And then I added that little bin. I need to talk about this because I added that little bin. That's from the Pastel Pop kit. It's blue with purple swatches, and it reminded me of Sully from Monsters Inc., which I think again kind of reminds me of like the 2000s. I'm not going to look up when the first Monsters Inc. film came out, because I don't really want to, but I'm not 100% sure when that film came out, but I'm pretty sure I was quite young when it did. So it just reminded me of Sully, and I was like, oh, this is adorable. So I had to add that there. And I also added a little, what do you call that? Like a help. Above the cooker, what's it, like a wreath? Yeah, like a cute little spring flower wreath above the cooker. And then I just started making everything really cutesy, and I just had the best time with this apartment. I genuinely did. I also end up changing the, what word am I trying to look for here? So you see, like there's an open archway that leads to the bedroom, which by the way I thought was such a nice idea. I change out at the minute, I think, oh no, which party? These are from the Party Essentials kit. You see those like pink ribbons that are hanging at the minute? They are from the Party Essentials kit, but City Living came with some of these like beads that you hang over doors. That was a huge thing in the 2000s, like early to mid 2000s. It was a huge thing to have like beads on your door. It was just like a really cool thing that we thought was the best thing ever. I never had them personally, but a lot of my friends did. So I had to add them in here because it wouldn't have been right for me not to. It wouldn't have been a Y2K apartment without the beads on the doors. So I ended up putting them there. And then we're just cluttering up this shelving unit from the Pastel Pop kit. I don't really clutter it up too much, but I didn't want to leave it plain either, because it looks a little bit odd when it has nothing on it. Like, it's a really, really pretty shelving unit and I love it, but it looks a bit odd when you don't fill the space, especially in a space like this. And if anyone, like, I don't know if anyone will have looked up this particular floor plan from Colour and Space's Pinterest, but they actually had the dining room table where I decided to put that shelving unit, which was an amazing idea. But because I kind of had in my mind that there was no more than 2 Sims going to be living in this apartment, and we have the 2 bar stools at the kitchen island, I was like, I didn't really feel the need to add a dining table, so I just chose not to. Obviously, if you want to change that out, then you can do. You can have the kitchen island and then remove the shelf and add a dining table, or you can keep the shelf in, remove the island, and put a dining table there as well. So it's quite versatile in that sort of respect. So the main living kitchen area is now done, and then we move on to the bedroom, which by the way is a huge room, and it took me the longest time. Honestly, this took me so long to decorate, and I'm not, well, I do know why. It's because it's a huge room. I was going to say it's a massive room. It's not massive. It's just a big room. And I wasn't really sure, I know this is going to sound silly, but I wasn't really sure what sort of colour scheme I wanted to go for in here. I knew I wanted it to tie in really nicely with the rest of the apartment, but that was pretty much all I knew. And then when I got in here, I was like, oh no, this is a big room. What am I going to do here? So what I ended up adding in here, obviously we use this bed from the pastel pop kit. We use this rug, which I believe is also from the pastel pop kit. I'm saying that with hesitation just because I'm not 100% convinced that that is the case. So if it's not, I do apologize. And then I end up adding also a desk space because I didn't really give too much thought as to what this sim does for a living, you know, what their job is. But I just thought, well, you know, the room's big enough to have different kind of areas of the room set up, if that makes sense. So we've got like the bed area, then we've got like a little office space. I ended up adding, oh my goodness, it was so perfect, the standing mirror from high school years that looks like it's made with like those big bright LED lights. Oh my goodness, I added that in the corner as well. But yeah, for the longest time, this bedroom just, it really did stump me. And I'm looking at the footage here. So basically this bedroom didn't take me like too much shorter a time to decorate compared to like the kitchen living space. And that space is a lot bigger and there are a lot more details in there too. I think that just shows how much I was actually struggling with this bedroom. So I think what I ended up doing is when I got into the groove a little bit more with it, I ended up kind of treating it more like one of my teen rooms rather than a main bedroom for an adult sim. So once I kind of had that in my mind, I did find it a little bit easier to sort of pull items out from the catalogue. But provisionally, I do put a few of these items down. So this plant, that ends up going, the wardrobe, that ends up going, and then also basically all the items in this little sort of area of the bedroom, they all end up disappearing because I ended up finding other items that would just work a lot better in this space. So it just took me a while, okay? I got really not like frustrated with it, but I think because the room is so big, it overwhelmed me. That's what it did. It overwhelmed me. But here's this mirror. Look, I actually wanted to buy one of these mirrors for my office in real life, and I'm really upset that I didn't actually. I ended up going for, my one is exactly this shape, but mine's just black. It just has a black trim around it. So it's kind of boring really. But yeah, I was in the market for one, and then I was like, oh, I like the idea of it, but then would I get a little bit bored with it after a while? And now that I'm saying that out loud, it just sounds ridiculous because of why on earth would you get bored of a mirror like that? Oh no, it's okay. This mirror is still nice. I still like this mirror in my office, but now I'm thinking I should have bought a mirror like that. But yeah, anyway, I kind of start going through the catalogue a little bit here and start pulling items out that I thought would work. And then again, in terms of the colour scheme, nothing really matches in this bedroom, whereas I think the kitchen living space has a little bit more of a flow. Like the two main colours in that space are pink and yellow. Whereas in this room, yes, we've got hints of pink and yellow, but they're not the primary colours for this room, you know? So this is where the computer goes in, because I was like, well, I didn't really know what else to put in here. I almost gave them like a little workout space in this room. So I was going to add a yoga mat. I was going to add one of the bicycles, like the training bikes from the Adventure Awaits pack and things like that. And then I was like, oh no, I don't really feel like that fits with the vibe. So I ended up giving them a computer instead. I also give them a guitar, but I ended up moving that near the beanbag chair. That teal beanbag chair, by the way, is from high school years. And I thought that fit really perfectly in here. And I'll say it now actually, because I think the high school years pack came in so handy for this apartment. So high school years is pretty prominent in here. We've got the pastel pop kit as well. What else? We used quite a few items from base game, I believe. There's a plethora of packs used here. It's not pack restricted at all, but I feel like if I'd have restricted myself with packs for this particular build, I would have struggled just ever so slightly trying to get that theme across. Look, it's probably doable for someone who's much more skilled than I am, but for me, like, I really did need access to the packs that I have, because otherwise I don't think I would have been able to to pull this off, to be completely honest. One thing that I do wish I had have put in here are some exposed brick walls. Just looking back at the footage here, because I think that might have helped break up some of the spaces in the unit as well. So yeah, I think if I were to do this again, I would definitely add some more like brick accent walls, which I love adding in apartment units anyway, because I always find it really quite realistic. And when I was younger as well, I always thought that I would live like in the center of a city in an apartment. It never happened, by the way, but I always assumed that that would happen. And I always thought when I was younger, I was like, oh, every single apartment has like exposed brick. I know now that's not the case, but yeah, when I was younger, I just thought that every single apartment had exposed brick. So that's probably another reason that I end up adding exposed brick in a lot of my apartments. But I'm just having a think now when the last time I actually decorated an apartment inside Myshuno was. Like, I had this urge to do it because it does feel like it's been a long time since I was here. I feel like I've been doing a lot of houses. I've been doing some community lots recently, which has been amazing. But yeah, I love a good apartment unit. I really do. I love sometimes just coming into game and decorating as opposed to building. Obviously, when you build something, it depends how you do it. Like, you could build an empty shell if you wanted to. You could do like move-in ready sort of family homes or homes. And then you could also do like building a family home and fully decorating it. But sometimes I'm just not in the mood to do the building part. Sometimes I'm just more in the mood to kind of sit and decorate and just have a bit more of a chill out, which is definitely what I wanted to do with this. And when I got the idea for this Y2K kind of theme, I was like, oh, I need to pick an apartment unit inside Myshuno and just kind of get this idea out of my head, as it were. So yes, I am pleased with it. I'm pleased with the overall vibe of the apartment. I think we pretty much nailed the Y2K theme as well, which I'm really pleased with. And also I used this wardrobe from the, help me, which one is it? Is it the movie hangout? What's it called? Is it movie hangout? Oh, there's that many packs and kits and goodness knows what. I'm pretty sure that wardrobe is from that pack. It's got kind of a shabby chic vibe to it, and it just screamed Y2K to me, so I did end up using that in here as well. And then I also, oh my goodness, I gave them like an old style alarm clock too, which I loved. And then I also added some bubbles onto the side table. They came from the City Living pack because when Sims blow bubbles, it's like the cutest thing ever. And I just think this sim is into all that sort of whimsy, you know, with this apartment and stuff. I think they do not deny their inner child's wants and needs is kind of what I'm trying to say with it. And it's been a while since I've blown bubbles, in decades even. So you know what? Go out, do what makes your heart happy, make your inner child happy, and whatever that looks like, just go out and do it. Honestly. Because it'll just help heal you in a child. Like, that's, I think, another reason that I love gaming so much, because I feel like every time I game, like, my inner child is just screaming with joy. You know, which is just like so sweet. Anyway, this room is pretty much nearly done, I believe. I just end up changing some of the lighting in here just to add a bit more sort of atmosphere in here, as it were. And then I end up moving on to, the one and only bathroom. And I need to playtest this before I put it on the gallery, because I'm not sure, you'll see in a moment when we move on to the bathroom, I'm not sure if where I've put the bath shower combination, I'm not sure your Sims can get in. I think they can, because I do shimmy the toilet across to the left, but I'm gonna have to playtest it before I put it on, because I'm really not sure. Anyway, this little, it's not a side table, it's a dresser. I was going to call it a side table. It is a dresser for sure. That's from the High School Years pack. That screamed Y2K to me because of the stickers on it, and also because of the colour scheme. I was like, that is so cute and unbelievably perfect for this apartment. So we just end up adding a little bit of clutter on here. And I'm pretty sure we're almost done with this bedroom, actually, if I'm not mistaken. We do have another lava lamp in here, as well as some of these faux sort of neon lights. Again from the High School Years pack, and I think I quickly change out, yeah, I do, for the pop art sort of more decor, because I think pop art was quite popular in the early to mid 2000s as well. So I just thought that kind of fit the vibe. Added another plant here, and then I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, that's right, I add this little like flower vase thing onto the top of this unit from the Dream Home Decorator Pack. I thought that was kind of cute next to the little desk here. And I think the PC itself is from the High School Years pack. I really like it because it's got two little speakers on either side of the main monitor, but then it's got a secondary monitor off to the right. But I really like it because it's not super close to the main monitor itself. It's kind of offset, which I really loved. And then I think the last thing I add in here is just a wash basket before we move on to the bathroom. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Oh yeah, and I put a hairdryer on top of here as well. I just thought that was a nice little detail. But yes, now we move on to the one and only bathroom. So yeah, you'll see what I mean here, but we do end up using the same tiles that we used in the kitchen. These are from the Love Struck pack. These scream Y2K to me, and I thought they were perfect for the kitchen and the bathroom space. So yes, so you'll see what I mean here. I do put the toilet in the sink here, but I shimmy the toilet over. So I'm hoping that means it's functional. Please, please, please be functional. But the bathroom is really simply decorated. There's not too much going on here. So I will love and leave you here. So if you would like to download this apartment, it's available from the gallery right now under my, I was going to say Origin ID. It's not anymore, is it? Under my EA ID, which is RachelPedd. Tray files, as always, are linked down in the description box just below. You can get them from SimFileShare. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today. You all take care. Enjoy the screenshots at the end. And I will see you all again very, very soon. Bye.